Good morning, folks. Thompson Farmstead Adventure. Today is Monday, the 29th of January, 2024. Well, just got done getting the chickens fed and all that. Where are you going, buddy? Where are you going? And gonna go ahead and just get some other stuff cleaned up. And I'll take you over there. Oops. Harley, stop for a second. I do this all the time. I've got these guys on, all right? And when I went to go put my wallet. I have a wallet that's, you know, those paper clips, those big black paper clips, or the medium-sized ones. That's my wallet. So I got to put my wallet inside my pocket. And I always put it in here, and I know when I miss, because it went into my boot. So hang on a second. Okay, now we're in the right pocket. Come here. All right, let me go, excuse the sun. Let me get this here. Tell you what, it's kind of hard to walk him. I got to pull the cart over to the garage through the concrete area. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, well, we're over here at the garage now. I need to build me a new burn barrel. I was over here looking around and realized I have 3 empty barrels. I thought these guys were full. Well, this one here has got about maybe 8 inches of water in it, so that might be the way to go. I'm trying to get this week, seeing what I can do. You know, I don't know how long Matthew's going to be off. His father passed away on Sunday, yesterday, and just keep him up in prayers, guys, the whole family and stuff. You know, he's going through some hard times. A lot of us know what it's like, you know, to lose somebody. Anyways, so just keep him up in prayer, all right? Appreciate it. Thank you. So I don't know, you know, where Matthew's going to be at this week. I'm just looking at stuff that I can take care of myself, clean up. Got on my list to take these over. That's why I came over here with the cart, to get all this stuff, get all that cleaned out so my wife has another bucket. We're trying to get ready for garden season. We picked up, I don't know how many of these buckets. I'm gonna go ahead and load up my cart that I brought over here, get this stuff back over to the shop area, because I don't need this here anymore. I've got all that. And that way I can get this out of the way, get the mower over here and get it plugged in. I believe this is the cord for it that my dog Harley chewed up. And real quick, I don't remember the name. Let me see if the name's right there. The name could be on the ring on the bottom. I don't remember the name of this one here. But this thing works fantastic. When I first got it, I tried the logs on it, and it was tough, you know. So I said, all right, let me check it out. So found out that the blade really wasn't that sharp. So I went ahead and took my little Makita grinder to it, you know, and got it sharp enough to where I can break these guys, you know, and get them knocked down to pieces that I needed. I mounted it to a nice heavy-duty log, bolted it inside there, put one of these mineral buckets on it. I don't bend over very well, and it kept it from falling over. And then I just transfer that to this guy here, which I put the electrical string on. The electrical string is right here. Holy cow. Let me close this. Death trap for the dogs, man, I'm telling you. That thing gets hard sometimes. That wind blows. You have to get everything inside if you're coming through the front driveway. Get everything inside the garage, close the garage, and then you can open the door. Otherwise, I've had times where I've fought that thing. And I've had it open too, And I need to get one of those flip down feet, you know, to lock it in place, because the wind's been so hard, it's moved that little piece of railroad and just slammed the door. But anyways, I would take this is electrical pulling twine, and I just set it up like this here. This is a little trick that my grandfather showed me when I was a kid, because way back when, here's something for us older people, way back when the waste management, whoever they were at the time, would want like 5 or 6 foot long. They would had a certain length, and they wanted it all your stuff. If you're in the city, in the country, I know you guys burn it and everything else. But my grandfather and my grandparents lived in Downey, California, so it was a city, and they would want a certain length and then bundled up with a certain weight to them. So the trash man would come by and grab the bundles, whether he had to put his finger through them and throw it up there, whatever. My grandfather would always make these little loops for him, for the trash guy. He always had consideration for others, make his job easier and the trash man's easier. And that's what he told me. I'll do this here because it makes it easier to pick up. You don't have to get your fingers in there if you got thorns. And, and back then they had they started doing the recycle program, so they had square blue buckets, gray blue bucket, square blue buckets, gray buckets, black buckets. They were all square. And I believe the black ones were for newspapers. The gray ones, I think, were for tin cans. Because back then you had that pull top, you know. I think they're in tin cans. I don't think aluminum cans were made yet. I think it was for cans, you know. Maybe tin and aluminum. And then the other one was for plastic, you know. So if you had they took everything. They took all plastic, even like your soap bottles and stuff, you know. Anything that was plastic, they threw in there. And milk jugs, water jugs, and all that stuff. And people might remember this stuff. I don't know if they did it in your neighborhood, but they did it where I grew up. Excuse me. Alrighty. Well, this guy here is a lifesaver. Building that little rig to hold it together, and then when I would tie them up and pull them up, they would automatically go and roll themselves like that. And then I would just tie them tight and boom. So right now, guys, I'm going to put you down. In fact, I'll meet you guys at the shop. I was able to get, you know, some stuff taken care of. That one can I showed you over there of all the small pieces. Brought it over here, get rid of it. Got it all cleaned up over there. To where all we have are the chairs and my wife's little push mower. And what was inside those 2 other buckets was enough to put in here, as well as some really, it's more of garbage than anything. Lock the door so my dog don't get out. Just these 2 buckets here. But I'll just go ahead and use that as kindling. Well, there's Matthew working. So hi, Matthew.
Howdy.
Matthew's back. He's busy. I did have a footage prior to this one here. I just didn't like it, so I'm doing it again. Anyways, Matthew's back. He's getting all this stuff here going. What we're doing here is we're doing a major cleanup. First, we're going to start off with all the buckets. Get all these ones here ready for planting and all that. And we're doing 2 different types of patterns. This one on these guys here was just doing 1/2-inch holes with the step bit that he's got right there. Up there's a step bit. Looks like a tiny little Christmas tree bit. We're doing 1 in the center, 6 on the outside. And then on the other one, we're going to do 1 in the center and then 1/4 inch on the sides right around here. And we're going to try that method. This group of tubs, and then where I cut my 55 gallon in half, I'm going to drill the holes in that and then add handles to them because they don't have a lip like these guys do. They have to move the pots around over there. we're gonna get that stuff worked on today. We're not gonna fill the pots, but we are going to, I gotta find a dry area. This whole, I don't have my mucks on. This whole area is a swamp. Listen, besides the wind. The wife's awake. The dogs are barking at me like I'm an intruder. Morning. Ruby. All right, let me go inside of here. So, the issues we've been, I'll check to see if it's still on. The issues we've been having with the bags and these spray heads that I bought. In fact, we have issues with a lot of these spray heads too. So the issues that we have with the spray heads is that sometimes they'll spray outside of the containers and outside and ends up staying dry in there, especially with the bags. Now with the bags, we can place these sprayers anywhere we want, but a lot of times the water will leach out the side, and where the root system is of the plant will still be dry, you know. It's really not the matter, I don't feel it's a matter of a peat moss and stuff like that. I think what needs to be done is that we need to replace these spray heads with bubblers, and then inside of the bags, if you guys use these bags, use a bubbler and then berm around and put that bubbler inside the berm where the root system's at, so that way it'll just go straight down to the root. The problem with that is that with these bags, they flop over. They, with the winds that we have out here, they flop over and stuff like that, and they don't stay bermed up in the center, you know. It just, excuse me, it's just a constant chore then to keep them bermed up. So I'm thinking more on the line of with the way I'm doing the plastic barrels, is that we can still use the spray heads. And of course, we're on a system where we can turn on like 5 rows over here, you know, the rest of the rows over there, all at the same time. So we just go through and we turn on these valves in the areas that we need. So what we're looking at is trying to keep the water inside as much as possible. Let me put you over this way. The sun's right that way. The other issues we're having too in this garden is that the beds that were over here, we had one just like that one right here, but they're too low. The grass gets in there, so it's growing inside just like it's doing right there. So we're gonna replace that one, we're gonna replace this one, and we're gonna add here and get rid of all these bags. Not gonna throw them away. We'll see if we can use them somewhere else somehow. I think they just require a lot more dirt inside of them, keep them like 2 inches from the top, and require a bubbler for those. And we can place those other places too. It's definitely more challenging out here in Oklahoma than it is California, you know. I get a lot of stuff done because out in California, because the weather doesn't change so much, so drastically. Anyways, I'm not going to whine about that because I love it out here. I love it better than California. I really do. You know, it had its good times and stuff. Right now, the border and Newsom and all that garbage. Oh yeah, I got to get that one cleaned out. I'm going to set the other one up. You know what, guys? Hang on a second. I do not want to show you what's in there in case. I don't smell anything, so we might be good. We have 2 of these, and got them on Amazon. You know, I saw them on a YouTube channel. I'm going, hey, that's a cool idea. And they work. They really do. And what's good about it is that, well, let me see what's in here first. Nothing. All right, cool. This It does stink. Just a little ladder off there. We got some, I don't know, maggots. Oops. Maggots of some kind. I don't know, but they're all dried up and dead. I don't know what they are. This is what they are here. No idea. Hopefully they're not, I mean, they're really tiny. Here's my thumb. And they look similar to, hold on. They look similar to like a color, I should say, to a roach sack, but these are tiny. I've seen houses with those roaches and no bueno. Yep. I did a house one time for a friend of mine. Let me get this out there. It was a rental property, and I went in to replace the garage door. They painted these clown colors, circles, all over the ceiling of the dining area only, which is probably about maybe 10 foot by 20 in this 3-bedroom apartment. But it had a 2-car garage on it, so it was basically in a duplex. I think there was 2 back to back. And anyways, I get in there, I'm pulling up the carpet, roaches everywhere, and small ones too, little tiny ones. I thought, I'm going, man, these ants are like out of whack, you know, because normally you see them when you go in a room, you see ants, they have their own little path, you know. These guys were like all over the place inside the kitchen. I'm looking at them, going, oh crud, man, those aren't ants, those are roaches, baby roaches. So as I'm doing this thing, of course I'm getting the heebie-jeebies. It had 12-inch square mirrors, glass, on the living room wall that he wanted down too. And where that dining area was, with all those different circles about 5 inches round or so, 4 inches round, I mean, we're talking multiple colors. It looked like a clown show over there. They actually had, instead of a chandelier or a light, they actually had a disco ball there. And so I had to get this place cleaned up, right? New carpet, new paint, replace doors in the cabinetries and all that other stuff. Build a new garage door, get the garage all cleaned up, yada, yada, yada. Well, as I'm doing this stuff, as I'm starting, I go, look at all the roaches all over the place, right? We pull up the carpet, tons of roaches. So we went through, and I got a little sick too, because there's no breathing mask or apparatuses or anything, unless you have an oxygen tank and fully sealed. I got a little sick from letting off about 12 bombs in that place. 4 in the garage, and I think, I don't know, it was 4 in the garage, 2 in each bedroom. There's 3 bedrooms, 2 in the kitchen, and 3 in the dining room, or whatever it was. There was quite a bit. So by the time I got out, I got a little sick from not being able to breathe. I closed the door, washed my face and all that stuff, and then looked in the window. It looked like an Alfred Hitchcock movie, man. It was everywhere. Going outside, you could see them coming out the holes, or the wall spigot was, and any outlets and stuff. They're just coming out. We're talking small roaches, big roaches, all kinds of stuff. It was crazy. Crazy. I said, all right, I'm gonna let this thing sit for a couple of days, you know. Back then we didn't have video or anything, you know. In fact, I think all we had was pagers. You know, pagers and payphones. So I didn't bring a camera, you know, Polaroid or whatever, but it was crazy. My buddy showed up and he was looking at it going, oh my gosh. So all right, let's let it sit for a couple of days. We'll come back and tear it all apart. But yeah, that was crazy, nasty. So I know what, and plus I ended up living in a hotel one time that had, when I was 20, 21 years old, that had roaches in it. And net hairspray works just as good as WD-40 if you want to make a torch. All right, so we got this bucket here we need to get taken care of. What's cool about this here, see that black flap down there? Well, that sits right here and it pivots. So it sits right here on this edge. Let me show you. If you guys haven't seen these before, hold on. All right. So it comes with a little ladder, little plastic ladder that goes in here. It's a little 2-piece ladder that I have right here. Basically, they're garbage, but you know what? They work for the moment. You know, they have 2 tabs. As you can see, this one has 1 tab, and it gives them like a little ladder to go up there. Trust me, they don't need a ladder. Just put it next to a shelf like we did in here, or in the chicken coop. You know, they'll get in there. The other one that we did, we emptied out. We had 3 rats, full size, 2 or 3 baby rats, and there was I think we had a head count of 23, and the rest of them were all mice, full-size mice, baby mice. So what you do is, like where this little arrow's at, when you take the lid off, just pack this area here full of peanut butter or something like that. Or if you drill a hole, which is what we're going to do, we're going to build a little sack. If you have old pantyhose or something like that, it's perfect. You know, you just tie it up to where you can put a bunch of nuts and stuff in there that they like. Tie it off, and then you tie it off with wire or paper clip or something, and you put it to that hole and make sure that, you know, it doesn't fall in. And what happens is that these guys will come around, they'll step on this, they'll be wary about it, they'll smell it. As soon as they get over there, they slide in, boom, and they fall right in. And you'll get it quite a bit. We have, for mice traps over here, we have the kind that you pinch open, you know. They don't snap like the old wooden ones with the spring load and that little wire that you gotta make sure you don't get your own fingers in. But we have the pinch type. They work great for in the garages and stuff like that. Or it would work good out here too if you just sat it on the shelf or someplace that's not gonna get, well, like the chickens, they kick up all the shavings and stuff, and then what happens, it gets underneath it and they don't shut, you know, they don't go off. So what we do to remedy that is that we buy these ones that are tunnels. Let me get this here, guys. We get ones that are tunnels, and we can leave them in here in the chicken coop. Look at all these guys. It's all hanging out. So now that the camera's on, you're being quiet, huh? So yeah, these are the ones I'm talking about here. These guys work great if they're in flat areas, like the garage or something like that, you know, because you just smack them open and then they step on there, and hang on a second, let me release it, there we go. This little piece here comes out, which is right there. So that way you don't have to dig it out or anything and worry about it. So it twists and pops out, and you fill it with peanut butter or whatever, something that they can't get out. And then just push down. Now you can release these guys just going like that. You know, just put your hand on it, push down, and close. So not like the other ones, man. Every time, like Mouse, what is it? Mousetrap, what is it? That movie, Mouse Hunt. You know, where they had all those traps all over the place. But anyways, so we have those kinds that work great on the flat areas. I'm trying to find the other one. Oh, we put this guy right over here, and the mice will climb up the fence and get in there. The other one's over there someplace, so I gotta go get it. Where is that other trap? Let me check over here. Man, I gotta get this place cleaned up. Oh, there it is. It got buried. The last thorn here. There might be something in it too. Oh, so I got to get that cleaned up too. But that's it there. There's the other one. Here, look at that. That's nasty. Oh, jeez Louise. Oh, there might be something in that one. That's horrible. I don't know. It stinks over here so bad. All right, guys. Hold on.
Can I just super soak it with the water hose?
Yeah. Is the hose hooked up?
Yeah.
It probably should be. I mean, it's not going to freeze anytime soon.
Just take a second.
Yeah, let's do that.
But I am going to throw it in here.
I'm going to go wash my hands, man. That's not just mud. That's bird stuff. That's good stuff right there. Yuck. Hold on a second, guys. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. I got my redneck my camping stuff. That's how I take a shower right there. That's right. I've said it several times. You guys don't believe me. I'll show you. I'll take a shower and then I'll get kicked off of YouTube. No, this is how I do it right now. Alright. Oh no, I didn't use soap or bacteria soap or yada yada. That's right. It's not like I'm going to go grab some chicken wings or anything real soon. Right now Matt's over there taking care of that part. He's gotten half of these guys drilled out. Looks like he just finished drilling this guy out here and swept it around it, but now we need to flip it upside down to get all the stuff from inside of it out. Because when we start using this, we try not to burn anything with staples, screws, nails, or anything like that, because we use that ash for the garden. So we have a can of it right there, that metal can right here. That one there is full of ash. And then of course we take the ash out of the house fireplace and the wood burning stove here and use that for the garden. I just want to I need to get with my wife to find out what time of the year we need to do it. I mean, we probably should have done it now, I think. Give it time to settle in and all that. I don't know. We'll find out. Right now, I've rambled too much, and we'll be right back. All right. Well, I told you guys I didn't know if there was that mouse trap, rat trap, that was really muddy and all that was underneath the window. I couldn't tell if there was one in there. And what did you say?
Yeah, there was one in there. So
Was it a mouse or a rat?
it was a rat. I took it to the other side of the fence and.
Oh, that's why you're walking out to the fence line.
Yeah, and I dumped it. It came out pretty easy.
Sorry about that, dude. Now, hopefully an owl or scavenger will get it of some sort, you know. All right, so we got that part done. We got the other barrel and stuff over on the other side. All right, what Matthew's doing, we took we got the 30 of those guys over there. We need 11 more to finish off what we're going to do on that addition of the garden. What he's doing right now, we drilled everything with 1/2-inch holes, but right now he's opening them up so we can get the tip. So we can get the tip of the torch inside. Now, Matthew's working on the other style of drainage system where we have 1/2-inch hole in the center and then 8 1/4-inch holes around the side, about 2.5 inches, I'm going to say up from the bottom. And the 3/4-inch holes are done. This is all finished. We're moving on to the next. My wife, she's grabbing all that molasses stuff, whatever it is. I don't know, I think it's molasses. It's really sticky. It looks like tar. But horses like it, cows like it. Now let's look at what we did here with the mouse traps for the buckets. Now, we went ahead, we're at this, what was it, Ollie's? We saw these for sale, on sale, at 75% off. I think we got them for like 25 cents a piece. I thought, all right, maybe that'll be good for the dogs. You know, give a little bit to each Chihuahua for a treat and maybe 1 stick to Harley. Nah, not good, because gives them the runs. My wife found out last night, 3 o'clock in the morning, she's cleaning it up. So now it all becomes mouse bait. And this is what we've done here. Went ahead and drilled 2 small holes and get some baling wire. Took one of those little beef sticks, broke it in half, drilled a couple of holes in there. And now what you do next is that you stick water in the bottom, okay? Alrighty, well, let me get over here and help Matt real quick. Oh, the chickens. All the pumpkins that need to be picked up now. Turn into mush. Alright. Well, you can get one bottom one first. Yeah, the little screws that came with the hinges pulled out, so now we're just gonna kind of sink with some 3-inch deck screws. Yeah, as things break, we fix. It's all right, let's go ahead. New hole, old hole, doesn't matter. This land moves so much and gets, you know, you can see how the dirt has come up. You know, this was all sitting on top, and you're on a lot of clay. It used to look like that. That's the new addition from last year. This guy here is, how old is this side?
I'm almost gonna guess maybe 1.5 to 2 years.
Yeah. Graders.
We did this when I first got recovered.
Okay. All right, so this probably before you got in recovery?
No, I think it was after.
Okay.
It was after.
Yeah, because I was still working on the house doing a lot of other things, interior and all that.
You want to take that more and that from the top?
What's up, Mama? Checking things out? Huh? Seeing what we're doing? So, yeah, as long as it doesn't fall off, we're good for right now. Like I said, all this stuff is temporary. That's why I built it the way I did, you know. Sun's over there now. I just put 2x4s just in the corners to keep them from rocking back and forth, and it keeps it sturdy enough. But it does, you know, shake the wall down there. But you know, it's okay. I mean, I could put in another brace over there, you know. But why? The stuff stands up some winds, you know. Even when it was full of vines and stuff on here. So yeah, it's all temporary. Like I said, I want to build in the flood zone. I know some of you guys might say, why would you do that? Well, because I'm going to be higher than the flood zone. Let's see which way it goes. But right now, we're doing what we can with what we've got, you know. Try to buy as cheap as possible and reuse what we can. Like I said before, all this lumber, including what's on the lumber for the greenhouse and the chicken coop in the back, and all this fencing around here, all the lumber for all these pots, everything that you see framed out, everything in wood in here was from the truss company, from all those trusses that we tore up and turned into planter beds. I'll have to say X-nay on these guys here. I think I purchased these at a supply store down the street. Just to slap them together real quick. And I didn't have a whole lot of 2x8. Oh, there's 2x10s. Didn't have a whole lot of those at all. So, but 2x4s, 2x6s, I had a ton of 2x4s. And if they were warped or whatever, it didn't matter. I went into, you know, like top plates, whatever, and screwed it down. They help hold, make it more rigid, and connect the 2 panels together. You know, all this stuff in here, everything, even those little boxes that hold the water, all from the truss company. Everything back there on that coop, except the 4x4s and plywood, I used from the truss company. These guys here, everything. Except for this coop. This coop I built first before I even got anything at that truss company. And, So here's what we got going on with the mouse trap. So you guys saw we tied the piece of beef jerky to that. We got a gallon and a half of water in there. We set these guys here. What happens with these traps here, they'll get mice, but I think the plate is more geared towards the heaviness of rats. But even if there's no food in those, no bait inside those traps, the rats will run in there for protection. So they have a dual setup for them. All right, here's something strange, guys. She's upset because the rooster's in there. He's a little confused. Hey. What are you doing in there, dude? We need to get some nesting material in there. Well, maybe he finds it comfortable being secluded, or maybe he's pulling spiders out of there. I don't know. There could be spiders up inside there. What are you doing? Yeah, there's no nesting material at all. Look at all the poop. Yeah, we're gonna do some scraping, but this all needs to come out here soon. We can go show you the other traps. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. And we'll check the buckets tonight. Tomorrow. These are the locations. There's another one of those big boys over there, and then all these things are moving on us. So let me show you the mouse traps first. Locations. All right, so we've got one of these white ones here, just out in the open. See what happens. Got one here. Where'd the other one go? I thought I had 3 over here. Because the mice and rats are like going through this area to get over to the scratch outside, especially at night because the doors are closed. They can't get inside. Before I put, you'll see right there is a 4x6, and that's 4 inches wide by 6 inches tall. So we're only showing about maybe 3 inches. So 3 inches of it is down inside the ground because it keeps sinking with all this wetland. So they used to come up because when I first built this, I built that with this wire on the bottom, so I could pick it up and carry it. The handle to the front of this thing's over there by the firewood. Big old rectangle type setup that I welded together and put on there, and it rolled easy. It was nice to roll when it had the wheels on it and everything on concrete, but as soon as I hit the wetland area, that was as far as it got, and that's where it stayed. And I said, well, I ain't moving it now. So what happened is that the mice and rats would come up through, they would bore holes to get in because I had that 1/4-inch expanded metal on it. Until I decided to take all that metal off and just panel everything. I just paneled it all. Just enclosed it, and then I put plastic up top up there so get some sunlight. We have oh yeah, there's the other one right here. So we got one right here. Here's the location, empty bucket, and all this stuff. We'll take a look tomorrow. See if we got any of those little critters. And I just lined these 3 up in a row right here, 3 blind mice. See what happens. I can get in and out of this thing, no problem. Keep that door closed. I need to finish that too. Put a lock and handles on it. Yep. This is it for the day. A lot of this, that, and the other. All right, we got everything geared up, ready to get over to the water heater closet now. I'm pretty much done with what I'm going to do for the gardening area. That way, got all that cleaned up over there. And got all my lights and stuff done that I needed to. Just got everything that I needed to inside the shop. Oh, that's a pit. Look like an egg. Upholstery in here. Yeah. What you guys doing? Should be out there getting, those are our new ones. They all hang out together, like the roosters and hens. I don't know how many we have of each. I know we got too many roosters. Some of them are too young yet. I think this is one of them here. I'm gonna go hang out with his buddies. Yep, one of them. He's one of them. He's part of that group. Oh, here's a little trick for you guys. You got the mucky mucks on your mucks. There's a small, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but here's a small little mixing tray for mortar, concrete, whatever you use it for. You know, put water in it, clean out the mucky mucks. Voila. Now you're not tracking all that stuff into your, what the heck's that room called? Mud room. You don't have to make it muddy. Just because it's called the mud room doesn't have to be muddy. Well, y'all, we're gonna get things put away, head over to the shop, the garage, get all our tools that we finally got together so we can start working on that side. Y'all be well, be blessed. Talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with me.